In the heart of the vast Arabian desert, where wind sculpted mountains into magnificent shapes, lived the people of Thamud. They were not ordinary men. Descendants of the giants of Ad, they inherited their strength and skill, carving grand, ornate homes directly into the stone cliffs of Al-Hijr. Their civilization was a marvel of engineering and power, a testament to their might. They built towering structures that reached for the sky, their hands shaping the very mountains as if they were gods of the earth. Their fields were fertile, their wealth immense, and their pride even greater. They walked the earth with an arrogance born of their unmatched abilities, believing their strength made them invincible and their creations eternal. But their hearts had turned to stone, just like the mountains they carved. They forgot the one true God who had granted them their strength and prosperity. Instead, they worshipped idols their own hands had made, powerless statues of rock and wood. Into this proud and astray civilization, God sent a messenger from among them, a man known for his wisdom, honesty, and noble character. His name was Salih. He came not with a sword or a crown, but with a simple, powerful message. He stood before his people, his voice calm but firm, reminding them of God's blessings. "O my people," he pleaded, "worship Allah. You have no deity other than Him. He brought you forth from the earth and settled you in it. So ask forgiveness of Him and then repent to Him. Indeed, my Lord is near and responsive." His words, however, fell on deaf ears. The arrogant leaders of Thamud looked at Salih, a man they once respected, and saw only a threat to their power and traditions. They scoffed and mocked him openly. "O Salih," they jeered, "you were a man of promise among us before this. Do you forbid us to worship what our fathers worshipped? We are in grave doubt about what you call us to." They turned their backs on him, their hearts hardened by pride, refusing to abandon the idols of their ancestors. Their rejection was swift and filled with contempt, as they challenged him to prove his divine connection. They demanded a miracle, a sign so undeniable that it would shatter their doubts. In a display of divine power, a miracle unfolded before their very eyes. At Salih's prayer, a massive rock on the mountainside trembled and split apart. From its very core, a magnificent living she-camel emerged, a creature unlike any they had ever seen. The crowd gasped in shock and awe, their mockery silenced by the impossible sight. The she-camel was a clear sign from God, a sacred test for the people of Thamud. Salih declared, "This is the she-camel of Allah, a sign for you. Let her graze on Allah's land, and do not touch her with harm, or a swift punishment will seize you." The test was simple. The she-camel would share the town's water source with them. One day she would drink, and the next day, the people would have the water for themselves. Her presence was a constant living reminder of God's power and Salih's truthfulness. For a time, a fragile peace existed. The people watched the miraculous camel, some with fear, others with resentment. The believers honored the sign, but the arrogant leaders saw it as a challenge to their authority. The camel was a living testament to their own powerlessness before the might of the Almighty. Their resentment festered in the darkness. A group of the most rebellious and wicked men, 9 in total, conspired to defy God's command. Under the cloak of night, they plotted their crime. Driven by arrogance and a desire to silence the truth, they ambushed the sacred she-camel. In an act of ultimate defiance, they hamstrung and killed the miraculous creature, sealing their own doom. They had not just killed an animal, they had murdered a divine sign and openly declared war against God. When the people discovered the crime, they celebrated their supposed victory over Salih and his God. But Salih faced them with a grave and final warning. His face was etched with sorrow and solemnity as he looked upon his doomed people. "Enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days," he declared, his voice echoing with the finality of a divine decree. "That is a promise that will not be denied." The sky above them seemed to darken, and the very air grew heavy with a sense of impending dread. Their time was up. On the 4th day, the punishment arrived. The sky ripped open with a deafening, terrifying blast, a single mighty shout from the heavens. An earth-shattering tremor seized the land, shaking their mighty stone fortresses to their very foundations. The proud carved mountains that were once their homes became their tombs. In an instant, the entire civilization was annihilated, its people struck down where they stood, their powerful bodies reduced to lifeless husks. The city of marvels became a city of death. When the dust settled, all that remained were the silent, empty ruins of Al-Hijr. The sun set over the hollowed-out mountains, casting long shadows over a city devoid of life. The story of Thamud became a stark and timeless lesson etched into the landscape itself. Their magnificent homes stand today as a solemn reminder for all of humanity that power, wealth, and skill are meaningless without gratitude and humility. For those who, in their arrogance, defy the signs of God, find that their strength is but a fleeting illusion, and their end is nothing but dust and ruin.